No closing thoughts. So I guess we can close that topic and open up the topic about Valorant leaving open beta and coming in good, just being open and out in the wild. And I kind of like that transition, kind of didn't. So, Caesar, were you playing Valorant or no? Not really.
Well. ... I have for the last 5 minutes until my computer just dead freeze.
Froze with Valorant?
Yeah, literally. It just dead freeze, and I couldn't even turn off the computer itself, so it just died.
Oh yeah, that's a problem with your computer. Because that never happened to me with Valorant. With Valorant, I never had freezes and glitches. Like even when I was streaming a game on my laptop, because like one thing I noticed about this game, especially in the art style and things like that, like it's really, I wouldn't want to say downgraded, but it's designed so that if you have a beautiful PC, you'll get beautiful graphics. But if you have a toaster PC, it'll just barely run and be able to run cleanly, which is sad to say, something I have to say I appreciate, because a lot of games these days aren't really optimized, and like you can use a toaster PC and the game will just barely run. Like it'll just barely sluggishly run, and I can't say I appreciate that too much. I feel like your game should be able to run cleanly and properly, even if I'm using like a toaster PC. Like it should be optimized to where if I have to turn the graphics down to 480, then so be it. It's just the availability of options and things like that. And in terms of customizability, in terms of turning the graphics down, they really let you turn the graphics down really far, to the point to where on my other laptop, just to test it, like I literally went down to 360 and I was able to get like 144 FPS. And I had anti-aliasing on. So like the amount of optimization they have, like if you don't know what you're looking at, you may see like 3 options. It may look like just 3 random options, but when you really like are able to break it down and things like that, it's like, wow, they have a lot of options here, and there are a lot of good options at that here that can really be broken down, and you could really do a lot of good things with in terms of optimization. So real quick, what I'm gonna do is go down my yays and my nays, and I'm gonna let y'all comment on it. One of my yays is I like the strategic element that is served. Like I'm gonna go back and forth between yays and nays, because like with each pro I noticed like there was like a con that was the opposite side of the coin. But one of my yays with Valorant is I like the strategic element, but it lies too much on the strategic element to the point to where it promotes a lot of camping. So what are y'all thoughts on that? What are y'all thoughts on the strategic element and how much it promotes camping? A lot. Owl, or see, Owl, you want to go first?
The camper thing. I'm not gonna lie, at times it's like very annoying, especially the one.
Yeah, that's a fact. Cause the operator in that game is just so powerful. You just get shot once and you die, no matter where you get shot. It's just like, well, why do I have on all this armor for?
Yeah, the armor feels kind of pointless at times. I'm not gonna lie.
Where like it's times where I just buy armor because I have extra credits, and it's just like, you know, I have so many extra credits. It's just like, why not? Like, what's the harm? Losing credits, that's the harm. Another yay versus, well, Caesar, what do you think in terms of it? My bad, I skipped you. In terms of like the strategic element balanced out with the fact that this game promotes heavy camping. Like, how do you feel about that?
That's what the game is for, like camp. That's like the main strategy for that.
Yeah. So you're saying you're okay with it being a camping simulator, basically?
Well, that's my dream. Stay in one place and shoot.
All right, this guy. Speaking of staying in one place and shoot, another mechanic I don't like, and Valorant is like, this is in all games. Like, there's a mechanic that's in all shooting games, kind of, but it's very, very noticeable in Valorant. When you get shot, you move significantly slower. I mean, to the point to where it feels like your character is walking in glue paste with metal shoes on. Like, you just start like your movement just is to the point to where you're damn near locked in place. It's like you shoot somebody once and it true combos into the next bullet. Like, this is a shooting game. I feel like when I get shot at, maybe slowing down a little bit makes sense, but if you really think about it, adrenaline would make me move faster. But, you know, suspense of disbelief. This is a game where you can throw up fireball walls. So, still, I just feel like I don't really appreciate how slow you move when you get shot. It just doesn't feel good. It feels clunky. It causes a lot. It causes you to die a lot more than you should. Oh, the meeting ending in 9 minutes. Alright, I'll restart that in a second. So, how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about when y'all getting shot, you move slower? Also, the damn recoil. Oh my god, the recoil in this game is awful. The thing I don't like about the recoil on most of these guns is that it's just, how do I put it? Like, besides the fact that it's RNG, it just feels wrong. Like, the RNG on, not the RNG, the recoil on half these guns, it feels like it shouldn't be as extreme as it is. It feels like super sweaty. Like, that's just how this whole game feels in general. This Valorant feels like one of those games where if you don't play like a super sweat, you have no reason to play this game. Cause like, I just feel like they require you, and with the mechanics of the game, it just requires you to either sit there and study this game for freaking ever or nah. So how y'all feeling about Valorant and its lack of controller support? Which, add controller support to Valorant, goddammit. But Caesar, Owl, how do y'all feel about Valorant? Like, what are y'all yays and nays? I can't hear you right now, Caesar.
Oh, I will let Owl talk about this.
You said you don't like what?
The controls are kind of mad at times.
Yeah, the controls are kind of boo-boo at times. Cause like, there are times where I want to remap the controls. Cause like, first off, I'm not comfortable playing on PC. But for example, he plays on PC way more than me, and even he's saying like the controls just don't feel right. Like, that's one of my bigger complaints. Like, the controls don't feel right. Number one. Number two, I just feel like y'all should add controller support so that if somebody wants to have the option of playing on a controller, they can do that. Versus if they just want to like go try hard and play on keyboard and mouse, they can also do that. And another thing I like about this is the time to kill in this game is very nice. Like, it feels like people die when they get shot. Versus Call of Duty, you can sit there and shoot them in the head with 110 RPGs and they just don't die. Like, the time to kill just feels very nice in this game. Owl, how did... Huh?
Yeah, it doesn't waste time when it comes to kills.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. How do you feel about the TTK?
The kills just feel so satisfying.
That's true. Also, can we please, on the first round of buffs, can we please buff the shotguns? Please buff shotguns and buff Viper. Please, Viper, cause
probably gonna nerf a character.
Oh yeah, they're gonna nerf Cypher. I expect them to nerf Cypher and Renya. Who do you expect them to nerf and how? Owl.
I haven't really thought about that. I guess the camera or something he uses.
Who?
Oh no, I don't know.
Cypher? No, I was just saying, off the top of your head, like, what are some things in Valorant that you think are broken? Like, let's start there. Like, what abilities or things of that sort do you think are just plain broken?
Okay.
Cause oh yeah, I can give you a whole bunch. No, keep going.
Phoenix. I have a feeling that Phoenix is kind of broken.
How so? Because that blinding... No, you go.
Because, like, most of his, like, abilities heal him in the process.
But that's kind of... I would argue that's kind of the point of his character. Because he's meant to be a character that just runs in and gets a bunch of kills. Like, for example, Jet. That's why Jet has movement abilities. Because she's meant to come in... She's meant to run in, surprise you, and just kill you out of nowhere. Versus, like, let's say Phoenix... It's meant for him to run and shoot you in your face. Like, he wants you to see him coming before he comes. Like, I will argue that's the point of his character. So him having a lot of healing abilities kind of makes a lot of sense.
And then there's Sage. Oh my god.
Sage. Oh, Sage don't need no nerfs. If anything, Sage should get a couple buffs, maybe on like her healing and whatnot. But like, I don't really see Sage needing any nerfs.
Kind of like the perfect character for trolling. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want, you could troll with any character, really. Like for example, playing Viper, I could wait till all my teammates clump up in one spot and just throw a poison spike down and poison everybody on my team. So you can troll with any character, really.
That's true.
But I feel like one character that's gonna get nerfed hard is Renya, because I hear a lot of people complaining about Renya. So I know she's gonna get nerfed stupid hard.
She has when she blinds people.
Yeah, and I feel like going back to Phoenix, that little thing where he snaps and sends the blinding light around the corner, I feel like that lasts too long. Also, another two heroes that I know are gonna get nerfed. Raze is gonna get nerfed because I hear mad people complain about her. And Breach, oh yeah, he's gonna get super nerfed. Nah, maybe not super nerfed, but he's gonna catch a nerf or two. If he escapes nerf land, I'm gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be surprised.
Breach skills though, they're kind of like very useful.
Yeah, they are. But he's gonna get nerfed. He's probably gonna get nerfed. Maybe not as hard as I'm thinking he's gonna get nerfed, but he's probably gonna get nerfed. But also one last thing, playing with randoms. See, this is one of my yays that I have a compatible nay with. Playing with randoms is awful, but also, if this makes sense, I like how toxic this game is. Like, I like the Valorant community because it's just full of sweaty gamers. So if I'm bored, I could just go into matches and just throw the match and have fun hearing 12-year-olds scream at me, "Ree! You're gonna make my ELO drop! Ree!" I don't know. That's just fun for me. I don't know. And have you had any like toxic experiences with Valorant?
Oh damn, I had a lot. You would just see people saying, "Bro, you suck. Why don't you get some kills?" But I'd be getting like how many? Like 3 kills.
Where you'll be getting like 15 kills, bro. You suck. It's like, but I got. Where it's like I have like 2 less kills than you. What do you mean?
But or it'll. The ironic thing about it, like over time, is that like it's like a 1v4.
Yeah, it'll be like a 1v4 and they'll be shouting at you, "Do this, do this, do this, do that." And then as soon as you die, everybody's like, "Bro, why don't you go and do the blooga blooga blah blah blah." It's like, well, maybe if I didn't have 15 people shouting in my ear at once, that might help. Just a little bit, just a tiny bit, not that much. It's not that significant how much it might help. And that's another thing, like a lot of people playing in Valorant, they clump up and stuff like that. And speaking on the toxicity thing, like it's been a lot of times where I've hopped in matches and people will just start getting mad and yelling at me like, "Oh, you have no kills. Why are you at the bottom of the leaderboard?" Well, maybe because I'm playing Viper and she's not really designed to get kills. She's more designed to create choke points. But you know, don't learn how characters are supposed to be played. Just learn how your character is to be played. That's all. That's the only thing you should worry about.